Hello viewers, in this video today I'm going to be replacing my traditional doorknob on my front entryway door with this handle style doorknob. In a later video I'll also be replacing this deadbolt with a more traditional style deadbolt. Because this handle style doorknob does not have a lock mechanism on it, whereas these traditional ones do. Thanks for watching. The first step in this process is going to be removing this old doorknob. There'll be a screw on this side and a screw on the other side. Both of these need to be removed. You can either use a drill or a screwdriver. One. Here's the other one. Once you've removed this side, then you can just grab this piece, turn it, open the doorknob, and just pull the exterior knob out. Then we'll need to remove these two screws here. Now this should just pull out like that. You can shut the door for the time being. The next step in this process is going to be finding the center point of this hole that's already here. This hole diameter is 2 1/8 inches. So the center of this hole will be 1 1/16 inches. I'm going to use a laser, but you could also do this and measure from one side to the center 1 1/16 inches, just like that. But to be a little more precise, I'm going to use my laser. Now, I don't know if the camera will even pick up that laser. As if you can see on the camera, that the laser's coinciding with that line I just found with the ruler. So now we know this is the center. Now we're going to have to drill a hole 9 inches down from the center of this hole, because the new style handle uses a bolt to hold the bottom half of the handle in to the door. So we're also going to need to find the center on this side. So we'll do the same process. Looking for 1 1/16 inches, because I know that's half the diameter of the circle. Now, from this point, from the center of this circle down, I'm going to measure 9 inches and put a mark there. And make sure this is in view in the camera here. So, for a visual, what I've done is I've basically found the center of this hole, which is right where these two things intersect. And then from that point down, I'm going to measure 9 inches and I'm going to drill a hole. The easiest way for me to do this is just mark on this line here and then come down 9 inches and put a dash like this. And the center point, from if you measure from here to the center of your door hole, it's probably gonna be one of two measurements. It's gonna be 2 3/8 from this edge, or 2 3/4, depending on the style doorknob and the door slab that you had. So in this case, mine is 2 3/8. So then I'm gonna come down to this where I measured 9 inches down. And I'm gonna measure over 2 3/8, and it should, if my laser line is straight, it should be right intersect with that laser line, which it does. So then I'm gonna mark that point right there. I gotta look up what size hole I'm gonna drill there. A 3/8 inch hole. Get my metal drill bits, because this is a metal door. And I'm gonna drill a hole right at that point. Make sure my drill bit stays center. I'm just gonna take a screwdriver, just kind of, if you have a punch would work better, but that indentation will work. And then just make sure your drill bit is straight when you're drilling through this door. So if I open up the other side of this door, you'll see my drill bit was a little dull, so I got some burrs on this side. I'm just gonna take a pliers, just kind of twist those off. So there's the hole on the outside of the door. So if your center line, next we're gonna grab this piece out of the new doorknob kit. If your center line on this piece, when we just measured in the previous steps, was 2 3/8, you don't have to do anything with this. If it was 2 3/4, you're gonna have to just extend this piece out. So in this sample, on this doorknob, I'm not gonna have to do anything with this piece. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open up the doorknob. This slant should face the way the door shuts, so that it will push in when it hits this. Otherwise, if you put it this way, it wouldn't shut. So it's gonna go this way, in there. And then I'll just kind of halfway shift this door for now. Next, I'm gonna take this handle piece, and this is gonna go on the outside of the door. So I'm gonna, this piece slides on the bottom. So you'll slide this to line up with the bottom hole that we just drilled. At the same time, lining up the upper doorknob with the door cylinder. All right, now we can go back on the inside. Now we can install the interior doorknob. To do this, you'll just line up the 2 screws with the screw holes. And the bottom one started. Just tighten these 2 bolts up, or screws up. Open the doorknob. Make sure this bottom piece is flush, top piece is flush. Close the doorknob. Next, we're gonna tighten up this from the outside, that pin that came through that's halfway in here. We're gonna put this bolt that came with the kit on there. Start this bolt by hand so that you know the threads are right. And then you can tighten up with a drill or screwdriver. Putting that washer behind the bolt. And then there is this piece, comes with it. Just snaps on over that. And now we'll have to replace the new strike plate in the door frame. Take these 2 bolts out. 2 screws. I might have to pry this out a little bit, depending on how your trim is. This must be some type of security plate, because usually they're not wrapped around your door frame like this. At least where I live. You could remove the trim if you have one like this, but I just don't want to do that. I'm going to end up replacing this trim anyways when I do the deadbolt, because the old deadbolt they put on here is ugly, and they cut the trim to fit it around it. Let's see if I can pry this trim out of the way a little bit. Hopefully yours does not look like this, and instead it just looks like a little piece like this, like the new one that came with it. Put that in there and install the 2 screws. If the 2 holes are shot out here, you might end up using longer bolts like the ones I took out of the old door frame. You want this piece sitting as far back as possible. That will make your door tight, close tight, airtight as possible. I'm going to be taking this trim off anyways in my next video, because of this piece here. I'm going to put a more traditional style deadbolt on here, so I'm not too worried about my trim. All right, final step here is put the 2 screws in to hold this in. And then verify the door shuts as it should. Both the inside and also the outside. In my next video, I'm going to post shortly, I'll be replacing this. I think I'm going to try to find a smart deadbolt that matches this finish. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for my next video coming out about the replacing this deadbolt with a more traditional style deadbolt. Something that hopefully looks like some type of smart deadbolt. For anyone that's interested, let's see if we can find. This is a sledge door handle. Let's see. Looks like that might be the model, I don't know. FE285 PLY 622. Some matte black Plymouth. It's designed to be paired with, I actually have a deadbolt here, but I think I've since decided, since I bought this, that I want some type of smart deadbolt. Okay, thanks for watching, viewers. Stay tuned.